If I could have your attention, good evening. I think we've just about gathered everyone in here. So let's begin. My name is Terry Eater, and I teach at... Thank you very much. I teach at Plano Senior High School, and I also... Okay, hold on. We got to get on with this. I also serve as lead teacher for our incentive program that we're all fortunate to be a part of. And I look forward to meeting all of you. I'm coming to visit some of you very soon, like tomorrow, some of you. And so I'll look forward to that time when we can meet more in person. I do want to introduce someone to you tonight who's very important to us and the total success of our program. It was her vision and the support of this program that has made all of this possible. This is the 12th year that we have been here doing this with the Dallas Symphony Orchestra, and we certainly want to thank the Dallas Symphony Orchestra for having us come and be able to take part in a very special rehearsal as we have done in the past and tonight. The person that I want to introduce to you is the person who really founded this entire program, and I want you to welcome her and thank her so much for helping us be successful in music theory. This is Mrs. Edith O'Donnell right here. Thank you so much, Mrs. O'Donnell. And there are other people who work with the O'Donnell Foundation and Advanced Placement Strategies. We don't have time to introduce every one of those people, but if you could stand and we'll give you a round of applause. Anybody like from, I can't see out there. Okay. Oh, there's Mrs. Moore in the back, right back there, Debbie Moore and Lauren. And I know that each of all of the students here tonight are thankful that you have the teachers that you have, because I know all of those teachers and they do a spectacular job with music theory. So teachers, stand and we'll recognize you. And now I would like to turn the program over to the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. And this is Jamie Allen, who is the director of the Dallas Symphony Education. And I will turn the program over to him to introduce our special guests.
Thank you, and thank you, Terry. Before I introduce our special guests for the evening, I do want to recognize the Dallas Symphony Orchestra Teen Council. This is a new initiative for the Dallas Symphony. We just started last year, largely with the encouragement of our wonderful new music director, Maestro Jaap van Zweden. They do something similar at the Concertgebouw, and we wanted to create a really vibrant group of teenagers that love music and are passionate about music and have ideas about what's important to teens and want to share that. And so this year we have put together a stellar team of creative young men and women that are ambassadors for the Dallas Symphony, for music in general, and give us all kinds of great input on how we can better serve teens in the area. And I'd like to recognize those of the Teen Council that are in the audience today. So if you would stand up, Gerondolyn Davis, Chris Escarfulery, Carson Marion, Jocelyn Son Hing, and Rima McGee. Thank you. We've already had one meeting and there's a lot of great work going on. Now, what I'd like to do is introduce Mr. Mark Melson and Maestro Jaap van Zweden. Mark Melson is the Dallas Symphony Orchestra's Vice President of Artistic Operations. He's been with the organization since 1985, knows all the ins and outs. He is in charge of all of the musicians, the guest conductors, the guest artists that come in, managing all of the contracts. He's taken the orchestra to Europe 3 times, to Mexico, to Asia, 4 Carnegie Hall performances. He really is the heart and soul of what goes on administratively here at the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. Prize-winning journalist himself, and has also was a DJ for 7 years in WRR, having his own radio program called Symphony Previews. So I know you'll enjoy hearing what he has to say. And of course, Maestro van Zweden is now a man that increasingly needs no introduction in Dallas. Started his first year as our music director last year. He has a very esteemed career. Started at the age of 16 at Juilliard. He worked his way through Juilliard, winning competitions. At the age of 19, became the youngest ever concert master for the Concertgebouw Orchestra. One of the most venerated orchestras in Europe, and he is rapidly turning the Dallas Symphony Orchestra into one of the very finest orchestras in this country. If you would please give a warm welcome to Mark Melson and Maestro van Zweden.
Good evening. We're happy that you're here. Without further ado, let's ask some questions of the maestro. I will ask the first few, and then we'll open it up to you. Maestro.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
What can these students expect to hear at the rehearsal that they're about to walk into?
Tonight we will rehearse a program which will start tonight with a piece by Prokofiev, and it's about Alexander Nevsky, which was a person in the 12th century who liberated Russia. And Prokofiev, many years later, wrote a piece about him. And it's a very exciting piece with a battle on ice. Very exciting. Chorus will sing, and we have a soloist. The other piece, which we'll do just a little bit at the end of the rehearsal, is a piece by Wolfgang Riem, who is a composer who still lives. He's a fantastic German composer. And it's about poems. A woman wrote, she escaped from the Nazis, from Germany, just one day before the real war started, actually. She escaped to Copenhagen, Denmark, and she wrote then poems about the horror and terror afterwards. And a German composer, Wolfgang Riem, I just mentioned to you, he wrote music on that poems. So it's really you will have very emotional music tonight.